Hunter's in some trouble. Needs some help and finds fellow freshman eBay Clintman.
I'm buckled up, partner. I'm ready to go. This is going to be exciting.
Central Arkansas with a different starting five tonight because Darius Hall is sidelined due to that shoulder injury. So Kaialud back in the lineup for the Bears. Already deep in the shot clock. Hunter, a three! Short off the front lip of the rim. There's Jared Chatham for the offensive rebound. Kaialud pulls the trigger. Can't get it down. And Eastern Kentucky able to secure it. Ahead to Cruikshank for a corner three, and he's a lights-out shooter. His 43rd three of the year.
Coach A.W. Hamilton saying the biggest thing for Rashard Cruikshank, who found himself in the starting lineup after the injury to Braxton Beverly, is getting him the confidence to know that he can make that shot and to take it when it's open like he did right there.
Colin Cooper's been cold the last several games for Central Arkansas. Tries to fork a pass down low, and it's knocked out. In tempo, Eastern Kentucky averages over 80 points per game, 18th in the nation, but in league play only, it's Central Arkansas that's towards the top. They're second in the conference behind Florida Gulf Coast, averaging 77 per game. And the tap is controlled by Central Arkansas deep in backcourt. Hunter's in some trouble, needs some help, and finds fellow freshman eBay Clintman.
I'm buckled up, partner. I'm ready to go. This is going to be exciting.
Central Arkansas with a different starting five tonight because Darius Hall is sidelined due to that shoulder injury. So Kaialud back in the lineup for the Bears. Already deep in the shot clock. Hunter, a three! Short off the front lip of the rim. There's Jared Chatham for the offensive rebound. Kaialud pulls the trigger. Can't get it down. And Eastern Kentucky able to secure it. Ahead to Cruikshank for a corner three, and he's a lights-out shooter. His 43rd three of the year.
Coach A.W. Hamilton saying the biggest thing for Rashard Cruikshank, who found himself in the starting lineup after the injury to Braxton Beverly, is getting him the confidence to know that he can make that shot and to take it when it's open like he did right there.
Colin Cooper's been cold the last several games for Central Arkansas. Tries to fork a pass down low, and it's knocked out of bounds. Stays with UCA. Eastern Kentucky, they shoot more threes than any other team in the nation. They're going to change this call and give it to Eastern Kentucky.
Oh, wow, okay. So Colonels get the ball. Yeah, it's amazing. If you watch the A-Sun, you can see the men's leaders in three-point shooting in Eastern Kentucky. You can also see the women's leaders in Florida Gulf Coast.
Eastern Kentucky, Cruikshank, another three. Made his first, missed that time. And Chatham has his second rebound. Hunter coming off a career-high 25 points on Thursday in the loss to Bellarmine. Hooks it down low, falling away, Chatham. Rebound secured by Moreno for Eastern Kentucky. Cruikshank zips up the floor. Cruikshank, another corner three. That one nearly gets wedged between rim and glass. He has started one of three. Central Arkansas scoreless the first 2 minutes of the contest. Chatham one-on-one against Robb, has the height advantage, takes him to the square, misses point blank. Blanton pulls up, wide left, and there's Clintman able to nab it for UCA. Quick tempo, but neither team can buy a basket here in the early going. Central Arkansas with their second turnover. Moreno has the steal.
His 35th on the season. The steal totals for these individual players astounding. They have 5 players in the top 15 in the conference in steals.
Blanton powers his way below the circle. Partially blocked, and Kaialud nabs it for UCA. No look pass, Chatham running the floor, and one. And Central Arkansas is on the board.
Central Arkansas is such a momentum team. That's why they love playing at home at Scottie Pippen Court, where they're 6-3 on the season. There's the pass from Cameron Hunter, feeding Chatham ahead. When it's senior day, when you've got your family here, you want to make an impact early. And Chatham has done that with a couple of big rebounds and now a bucket.
This is his 130th career game as a Bear. What do you like about his play most the last 4 games? Averaging 17 points and 10 rebounds.
He's really picked up, finding his spot on the floor. He's not the biggest guy. He's the biggest guy on this team, but he stands just 6'8". He's undersized most of the time in the post. He's sneaky good about finding open spaces on the floor to make the offense work, and he can hop out of the gym. That's how he gets those rebounds over some of those towering giants.
A foul on Central Arkansas's Colin Cooper as we look at EKU's keys to victory.
Coach A.W. Hamilton calls them rhythm threes. Quick kicks, immediate shots. That's what the Colonels want, and they haven't seen that so far tonight.
Put back from Moreno. Gets the bounce.
You'll also see this pressure defense from Eastern Kentucky. They'll force turnovers. It's what they do with them that's going to matter most. Can they transition those into quick points?
Klintman working on Robb. Squeezes around him. In deep. Hangs. Can't hit. Tapped around. Cruikshank. Pushes the pace. Moreno. Extra pass. Nice find. Corner three won't go from Lewis. Long rebound comes to Robb, and that's something that UCA coach Anthony Boone emphasized to us. Have to be ready for these long rebounds because they shoot so many long shots.
It's different than almost every opponent you're going to face. When they shoot exclusively outside, that's where the long rebounds will go.
Chatham trying to take a charge, a deflection. Deep in the shot clock. Blanton doesn't get it off. Shot clock violation forced by Central Arkansas's defense.
Disruption by Jared Chatham. And that play was already deep into the shot clock. Colonels just have to throw something up and can't get it off in time. For the Bears, Ian, we've seen Chatham get off to a hot start. The other guy who likes to get the ball and score early is Eddie Kyalud. If he can do that, he can go off. We saw him score 34 points in a game in the last homestand. But when he doesn't do that, sometimes he's slower to get going. He scored only 4 his last time out.
Tough shot from Hunter on the catch. Trying to nudge it up into the basket, wouldn't go, and Central Arkansas missed 6 of their first 7. A steal by Hunter, the reigning ASUN newcomer of the week. Pocket pass inside, and Chatham has all of Central Arkansas's points.
The senior from Los Angeles going coast to coast in more ways than one in this one, as he's been doing things on both ends of the ball, keeping UCA in this game early.
Cooper Robb out on the wing, feeds it down low to Moreno. Has the mismatch against the much smaller Cooper and takes him to the rack. Muscles it in. That's the risk that UCA runs, switching all of their on-ball screens. A lot of times you get mismatches defensively down low in the post. Near steal on the boundary. It'll stay with the Bears. When we come back, we're 5 minutes in. Eastern Kentucky has an early 2-point lead on ESPN. Central Arkansas, coached by Anthony Boone. In his second season, has this program headed in the right direction. Played at Ole Miss. He's number 41, hanging in the rafters. Central Arkansas wanting to get back on track tonight and send their lone senior out with a win. A 3 from Lewis is off. And Eastern Kentucky has started just 1 of 4 from distance.
Well, it's been all Jared Chatham for Central Arkansas. He scored all 5 of their points, 2 field goals and a free throw. Also has picked up a couple of rebounds. He needs some help, though, as the Colonel defense increasingly swallowing up the inside. Who's going to make the shot for the outside for the Bears? They're streaky from 3, but they've got shooters who can do it.
Outside of Chatham, everybody else is 0 of 4. For Central Arkansas, Hunter is doubled in the post, trying to fight through it. Kyalud's teardrop, and Eddie has his first points. First player not named Chatham to score for UCA.
Kyalud, just a junior already, a member of the 1,000-point 500 rebound club. He and Chatham both part of that 500 rebound club now.
Jamaru Brown spins inside. Tough shot over Chatham. Brown leads the team in scoring at 12 a night. Comes off the bench for Eastern Kentucky.
Leads them in steals as well. Rare you see that off a player who doesn't start, but sometimes players like that, seeing the rhythm of the game and then checking in and making their mark.
Tied up early on. Hunter, nice cut. Throws it up and in. Cameron Hunter has his first points. And that's where Cameron Hunter gets a lot of his baskets, in the paint, close to the rim.
Yeah, don't let his size fool you. He can cut to the rim and shows great movement.
Chatham, spin move after the steal, and Chatham, a really strong start on senior night. You always love the seniors to step up on senior night. He's doing just that.
Also, this is honestly par for the course for Jared Chatham. Coach Anthony Boone saying every single season he gets better and better and plays his best basketball down the stretch. These are the moments that he lives for.
I found that really interesting as well. Playing the best basketball of his career. Step back pop. Kyle Lude has his second rebound. Rob couldn't get it down. UCA has their largest lead. It was a slow start for the Bears. Klintman, open look, in rhythm, he knocks it down. eBay Klintman, when he's hitting perimeter shots, he can be a real X factor for Central Arkansas, and it prompts an Eastern Kentucky timeout. Matchup against Eastern Kentucky, but he's out tonight. You could tell on Thursday he was really bothered by that shoulder injury.
He finished with just 1 point. He only took one shot from the field and turned the ball over 5 times in limited action against Bellarmine. It's a Darius Hall we haven't seen all season. Clearly still bothering him. And we'll see if he comes off the bench or if tonight is just a night of rest for the star transfer from Arkansas.
Did not look himself on Thursday. Here's Crookshank. The blow by on Kyle Lude. Kyle Lude able to swat it away. Ahead to Hunter. Stop and start. Gets in deep and draws a foul on Lewis. This will put Cameron Hunter at the line to shoot a pair, where he is 80% second best mark on the team.
Something I think we learned as you see Hunter's explosiveness, the contact before the block by Lewis, is that injuries, setbacks, you don't just immediately come back from them. Sometimes we think that as fans in the stands that, oh, well, as soon as you're out in uniform again, you're back to 100%. It's just not that way. Darius Hall still dealing with a shoulder. This Eastern Kentucky team has a lot of players that Coach A.W. Hamilton said still dealing with lingering injuries, lingering effects of COVID-19, and this is still an unorthodox season, and you don't always bounce right back at that 100% after a couple of days.
You could make a case that Eastern Kentucky's been impacted by anybody else in the country the most when it comes to COVID-19. 17 different starting lineups used this season by the Colonels. And they're missing 2 starters here tonight in this one. 7-point lead for Central Arkansas. It's an extended run of 10-2 over the last 4.5 minutes. Crookshank, hesitation, gets downhill. Miss, fight for the rebound, saved, and it's tracked down by Oluwakari. Masai hits Cooper. Pops a 3, buckets, and 1. Cooper went 0 for 5 from downtown on Thursday. Gets his first to drop here tonight.
Coop with a hand.
Not selection, and they have confidence. They just have to know the ball will go through the hoop. Don't get discouraged by some of the misses. Get on the boards, get those second chance points, and the more the ball goes in, the more their confidence is going to go up.
Cooper capitalizes on the free throw. 4-point play.
And you wonder if part of it for Cooper might be getting to face some familiar opponents again. His career high was 18 points scored in this game in the conference opener against Eastern Kentucky. He hit 4 threes in that game, went 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Also dealt out 5 assists, the most complete game he's played as a Bear.
Corner 3 and an out won't go from Williams. 1 and done. Eastern Kentucky has just 1 offensive rebound here in the early action. Central Arkansas is on a 12-0 burst. An extended run of 17-4 over the last 7:20. Chatham trying to add to it. Doesn't get the roll on the inside.
The new players on the floor for the Colonels trying to get another look here. Jackson's out there, so is Jansen Williams.
Blanton rises up over high hands, and Chatham cradles the rebound.
Jared Chatham already with 5 boards in this one.
The super senior, career start number 59 tonight. Getting close to the midway point of this first half. Klintman, too strong. Roof would have came off the Ferris Center if that goes. Blanton racing ahead, lays it in. The speed from the big body, 6'6", 214, truck it up the floor. Chatham catches EKU napping on the other end. He has an easy basket.
Jansen Williams, the senior forward, transfer from Marshall. Normally a force defensively, but Coach Hamilton admitted he's not 100%, and Chatham raced him back down the floor.
Missed circus shot there from Brown. UCA pushing tempo on the secondary break. Oluwakari finds a crease. Tough angle. floater is short. Williams snatches it down. Deshaun Jackson, a freshman oozing with potential. His three is in and out. His mom, Shavonda, played college basketball at Indiana State and was a really good player. 20-9, Central Arkansas leads by 11. Eastern Kentucky shooting just 18%. UCA with one of their better defensive halves. Hunter scores a lot of points at the iron. He is so strong, so powerful. It's rare to see a guard camp out in the lane like that. Nobody can guard him at the rim.
And the comparisons he's starting to draw in Central Arkansas lore, the best players in program history. Coach Anthony Boone comparing him to the all-time leading UCA scorer Jordan Howard, who had a tremendous career just a few seasons ago here for the Bears.
Brown, floater, no. Jordan was the brother of Marcus Howard, who had a pretty good career at Marquette, I would say. Foul on Brown here in the open floor. Central Arkansas, all of a sudden, they lead by 13 points. Their largest lead as the run continues to balloon. It's a 19-4 extended run over the last 7 minutes and change.
But this will be interesting to watch. Coach A.W. Hamilton bringing his starters back in for the most part, while Coach Anthony Boone is giving some of the bench a chance to work. Jackson Baker, Masai Oluwakari into the ball game. So kind of blended lineups for both teams. We'll see if this particular alignment still favors the Bears.
Eastern Kentucky in a 2-3 zone. Coach Hamilton told us they'd play some zone tonight. They've had to mix up their defenses because of all the injuries and COVID issues. Oluwakari, his three, straight line miss. He's the best three-point shooter in terms of percentage on this team. Eastern Kentucky with the rebound, and here comes Lewis. Baker secures it. Push past Cooper. 2-on-2. Oluwakari, quick trigger, in and out. Backside rebound, Hunter. Look at Hunter's sky, and score.
It's that time in the season where you have so many games under your belt. Are you really a freshman anymore? Coach Boone has said all along that Cameron Hunter doesn't play like a freshman. But now, if he was already playing like a sophomore, does that make him a junior at this point? So much experience at such a young age.
Certainly looks like a junior. Rebound punched away by Baker. UCA, Cooper, that's a long two. In and out. Moreno there to snatch it down. Tempo is increasing. Up and down we go. Who's in shape? Lewis thought about it. Under 8 to go in this first half. Eastern Kentucky is off to a slow start offensively as Moreno has it knocked away. Fourth turnover on Eastern Kentucky. Cooper catch and release three. You bet. Second three for Cullen Cooper, and the lead is up to 18.
And Eastern Kentucky is rattled. Kurt Lewis had a wide open three. He shot 126 of those on the season, and he could not pull the trigger. Instead turns the ball over.
Look at the excitement from Coach Boone. Waltzing up and down the UCA bench as we head to the end of Arkansas is giving Eastern Kentucky a taste of their own medicine.
The Bears really stealing the playbook from the Colonels, and head coach A.W. Hamilton. Cooper hitting a couple of rhythm threes early. That is really what Hamilton wants to see from his team. You guys mentioned the different rotations. That is one of the things that hurts when your defense creates your offense, but Coach Hamilton told me that the team cannot rely on one-and-one plays. They only had 4 steals against Lipscomb. They have to use that defense to create the offense, and they cannot live and die by taking contested shots here tonight.
Jackson Baker coming off a big game against Bellarmine, picks up where he left off. Dylan, what do you like about his effort the last couple of games?
He's been red hot from 3. He nailed 3 triples against Bellarmine for all of his 9 points. He's a high-risk player. He's going to go for the big money shot. He'll also take risks defensively to try to create turnovers.
Backdoor cut. Robb in traffic. Slapped on the forearm and fouled. And Cooper Robb has not scored yet. Headed to the line. He's averaging 10 points per game this season, a transfer a couple of years ago from UNC Charlotte. Preseason ASUN Defensive Player of the Year, but he can make an impact on offense as well.
And that is Baker getting the arm tangled up to send Robb to the free throw line. You know, Dorian mentioned that the name of the game for Eastern Kentucky is get more shots than your opponent, create turnovers and put them up. They have a really interesting stat. This is the leading scoring offense, as we've already mentioned, in the ASUN. they're 11th in shooting percentage. So now 4 of 22 is another thing, but they're used to having slow shooting nights. How they make up for that is just outpacing so many more shots that it winds up evening out.
They get so many extra possessions because of that tempo, which has been the name of the game for Central Arkansas this season as well. The lead is 18 after Rob's freebies. UCA had a 20-point lead just moments ago. Baker looking to score. Oluwakari pull up in and out. Klintman had the rebound, trying to save it. Gets it to Kayalud. Kayalud in the paint. That's where he makes a living. Off the mark, and here comes Lewis. Lewis downhill, bumped and fouled on the floor. Trying to slice in. And this will be on Kayalud. Team foul number 3 on UCA, the first on Kayalud.
But I like that play out of Kurt Lewis. He's a redshirt freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky. Coming off a 9-8 game against North Alabama. He looked afraid to shoot going into that last media timeout. This time he gets the ball and immediately shows no hesitation, drives right to the basket and draws the contact.
Crookshank triggers it into Moreno. One-on-one against Baker underneath, and a foul called on Baker. On the interior, Jackson Baker picks up his first, and team foul number 4. His second foul, I beg your pardon.
There's the reach in, a pretty obvious call. The only benefit for the Bears is it comes on the floor. So that's 2 quick ones for Baker, but he stays on the floor.
Lewis pulls the trigger. Long rebound, falls to Kayalud. Central Arkansas burns some clock on this possession. Under 6 to go in this first half. Eastern Kentucky has settled into a zone. Hunter trying to corkscrew to the rim. Tough angle on the shot. Fight for the rebound. It's physical on the inside, and the foul's on Central Arkansas. It'll be on Masai Oluwakari. That is his first, and team foul number 5.
Not giving away anything. They're really making Cooper Robb work on both sides of the floor. The junior from Georgetown, Kentucky, that transfer from UNC Charlotte you mentioned a moment ago. He's 4th on the team in steals. Or sorry, I should say 2nd on the team in steals, 4th nationally in steals.
Moreno has the entire side of the floor to work with. Cookies from Hunter. Hunter all the way. Offensive foul, wipe it off. First foul on Cameron Hunter. Team foul number 6. Fouls really starting to pile up for UCA.
Neither of these teams very deep at the moment, as that's Lewis coming over and setting up. Gets his position just a step outside the halo. Hunter crashes through and draws the foul. So now, Central Arkansas, potentially without Darius Hall. We haven't seen him yet today. And now you've got a couple of players starting to get in foul trouble.
Cooper, sensational steal. Hunter, count the basket, and 1. Colin Cooper made that play happen.
It's been long overdue. We've been waiting for this game for Colin Cooper. We saw it the first half of the season, and he's showing up big, creating the steal, the disruption, getting it to Hunter for the lay-in, and now a chance at the three-point play.
Hunter almost got it to go off the heel. Balanced attack again offensively for Central Arkansas, but it's been their defense drawing the oohs and ahs from the crowd. That time some Olay defense as Lewis gets in deep, hangs and hits.
A little bit of full court pressure from the Colonels. Don't be surprised if we see a lot more of that, especially as they try to close a large early deficit.
Klintman rarely turns it over, very confident and in control freshman. Outside Baker's terminated his dribble with the shot clock at 10. Crookshank out to guard Cooper. Chatham turnaround, swishes it in. Lead is 20 again for Central Arkansas.
Colonel Coach A.W. Hamilton saying, of course, the identity of this team is to press the entire game. But he says, honestly, we've got a short bench. We've got players who aren't usually out there. It makes it a little tougher to do. We're going to play some more zone.
Foul on Klintman. Are you surprised by the amount of zone we've seen from Eastern Kentucky in this first half? They scrapped the full court press pretty early on.
I am. I thought that they may try it, but especially as Central Arkansas has come really just shooting lights out so far. You got to do something to get them out of rhythm, and the full court press is what's brought the Colonels as far as they have. And at some point, you've got to take the risk, and you know, whether it's foul trouble or folks tiring out, you got to ask a little more of them.
They average over 80 points per game. Lewis really getting it from the home crowd. Free throw, too strong. He's 55% for the year from the line. As you look at A.W. Hamilton in his 4th season, was an assistant under Kevin Keats at NC State during the 2017-2018 season. Lewis, second one. Missed them both. 20-point lead for Central Arkansas. And the Bears have gone on a 28-6 extended run over the last 11 minutes. They've allowed just 6 points in 11 minutes of play. Hunter swatted away. Get out of there. Moreno punches it out of bounds. It'll stay with Central Arkansas on this end. We've hit our final media timeout here in the first half. UCA has ballooned their lead to 20 here at home.
You've also generally kept the Colonels from being able to press, run half-court traps. They've got a lot of disruptive game plans. They really haven't been able to execute them because they're facing a team tonight, James, that runs the court just as quickly as they do.
There are numbers that you can look at outside of wins and losses that show improvement. And turnovers, as Chatham misses a baseline J, is a big one. UCA were really bitten by the turnover bug in the non-conference, but in league play, they're only turning the ball over 11 times a game. It'll stay with Eastern Kentucky on this end after it's knocked out by Baker.
They entered conference play averaging 18 turnovers a ball game. Now they average 14 overall. As you mentioned, just 11 in conference play. Their turnover margin is now down to just a -1.
Drastic improvement. That's a major nod to this coaching staff and Coach Boone. Lewis against Chatham. The freshman turns the corner. And Chatham's there to gobble up the wild miss. Hunter trots it across for UCA. Central Arkansas. This matches their largest lead. A bucket here would give them their largest lead for the game. Cooper. Inside. Tough shot. Rebound Robb. 3 minutes to go in this first half, and Eastern Kentucky has just 13 points. Foul called. Off the ball. It's on Cameron Hunter, team foul number 8. And that's the second foul on Cameron Hunter, so Hunter and Baker both have to be careful with 2 fouls out on the floor.
And with a 20-point lead and only 3 minutes before halftime, this is an easy call for Coach Anthony Boone. Masai Olowokere going to come in and give Hunter presumably a breather until the break.
Rashard Crookshank at the line. He has not missed a free throw this season, 12 for 12. Known for his three-point shooting. Perfect fit for this offense. Made 162 threes in 2 seasons at Garden City Community College before transferring. And he stays perfect on the year.
Now, one thing we haven't mentioned that may be part of Eastern Kentucky's struggles, and also something that they have in common with Central Arkansas, these are 2 teams that have struggled mightily on the road. UCA just 2-12 on the road this season. Eastern Kentucky is 1-10.
Coach Hamilton said that it's just a complete lack of focus on the road. Cooper out front. Chatham balling it around with Brown. Chatham measures for a long 2. And the rebound secured by Lewis. Steps through a double team up the floor to Blanton. Inside. Powerful move. Strong drive. And 1.
Well, we talked before the game about how the offense needs to run through Blanton. That's his second basket of the ball game. He's contributed a team-high 4 rebounds, but he's had trouble finding openings in the lane. That time he gets by Chatham and Baker and has a chance at the 3.
Blanton's name is misspelled on the back of his uniform. It says Blayton. That might make no context college basketball as well. Foul on the open floor. It's going to be an offensive foul on Central Arkansas's Klintman. Eastern Kentucky, they've picked up the intensity on the defensive end.
Here's that full court pressure. Cooper Robb, takes a forearm shiver from Klintman. And even though he's still in motion, when you hit a player up there, that's going to draw the offensive foul call every time. And so it gives the ball back to the Colonels.
Fifth UCA turnover. Eastern Kentucky has made just 6 field goals in this first half. They shoot more threes than anybody else in the land. Blanton down the lane. Blanton starting to attack offensively. He's been assertive the last several trips. Baker throws it away. And Jackson trying to wrap it around behind his back to Lewis. He's bumped and fouled. And already double bonus time the rest of the half for Eastern Kentucky. Central Arkansas has been
not a given anymore.
Coach Hamilton told us that they'd be mixing up their defenses. He was not kidding. We've seen a 2-3 zone. We've seen 3/4 court. We've seen full court man-to-man. We've seen run and jump, all in the first half. 8-0 run for Eastern Kentucky after the free throw from Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson's seen an increase in minutes with all these injuries for the Colonels. The freshman from Lexington, Kentucky.
Hits them both, 71% for the year, goes 2 for 2 that trip. Kyalud, he can handle it. The stretch 4, thunders up the floor. And now Cameron Hunter will settle the troops with UCA up by 11. Kyalud gets it over to Hunter for a 3. That one off the mark. Jackson, lead pass Lewis. Lewis ahead. Lewis going in for a dunk. Two-handed slam. It's an 11-0 run for the Colonels. And a foul on the inbound called on Robb.
But that was a foul to give, only the 6th team foul. But how about Lewis? Here he comes. Hunter goes for the steal, can't get the long pass, and Lewis, uninterrupted, hangs on the rim as Kyalud comes through. Big one for him. He's had a rough first half, and as you mentioned earlier, has drawn the ire of the home Central Arkansas fans. That'll silence them for a little bit.
UCA really struggling against this full court pressure. Cooper gets it across the equator. Trapped in the hot corner. Feeds Klintman. Extra pass. Chatham +1. Chatham has 13 of Central Arkansas's 35.
And that's how you make them think twice about full court pressure, because if you can get it to your bigs, they're going to be all alone under the basket. Chatham is right there, and he's in double figures before we get to halftime.
He's had a double-double in 3 of his last 4 games. He has scored in double figures in 9 of his last 10, and 17 points and 10 rebounds a game in his last 4. Up to 14. And that ends the UCA drought. They were scoreless for around 3 minutes prior to that and 1 play, and they lead by 12.
And now the Bears are going to apply a little full court pressure.
UCA's led by as many as 20. Moreno. Rebound, offensive. Back out to Moreno. Now Jackson wants it back. Probing. Blanton trying to back down Klintman. He has the frame for it. Turnaround. Tough shot. Sputters off. Chatham with rebound number 8. .40 seconds to play in this first half. And a hold and a foul underneath. This will put Chatham at the line in the 1-and-1. The EKU foul is issued to Jackson. That's his first. Team foul number 8.
That was a smart foul, as Jackson and Isaiah Minter were underneath against Chatham. That's 5'11" and 6'3". Chatham was about to feast once again. Now they're going to make him earn him from the line instead. Sinks
the first one to get the bonus. 13-point lead for Central Arkansas. They've led by as many as 20 on 3 separate trips. Central Arkansas is one of the better free throw shooting teams in the league, second in the ASUN, 74%.
And Central Arkansas going to go deep in their bench here in the final seconds of the first half. Elias Cato, the freshman from Queensland, Australia, is coming into the game. He's appeared in 16 games this season, but almost all in non-conference play.
Coach Boone is really high on him. Cruikshank to the rack. Nobody stops him. Easy layup. There's the aforementioned Cato, 25 in white. Down to 20 seconds. Shot clock is off. Run and jump from EKU, trying to speed up the Bears. Central Arkansas will take a lead into the locker room. Under 10 seconds. Down to 6 for Chatham. Chatham spins into traffic, has it stripped. Down to 2 seconds and a jump ball. Or a foul.
They call a foul
on Eastern Kentucky.
That's a big foul. The jump ball really wouldn't have mattered much with only 2 seconds remaining. But that was Minter who picks up his second personal. He comes from behind. Yeah, he just lands on top of Chatham trying to go for the loose ball. That is a mistake by the redshirt sophomore, hometown kid from Richmond, Kentucky. He'll regret that one as Chatham gets a chance at some points when it looked like we were going to the locker room, score as is.
Chatham has not missed tonight from the line. Perfect 5 of 5. 17 points and 8 rebounds in the first half.
When you're all the way from Los Angeles, California, and you get your friends and family here for senior day, you want to put on a show for them. And Jared Chatham has certainly done that in the first half.
Sometimes players put too much pressure on themselves, and they overdo it and overthink it. No sign of that from Jared Chatham. He is a cool customer. Lead pass over the head of Moreno. Kyalud has it. Chatham a heave. Offline. Halftime's here. Central Arkansas 40. Eastern Kentucky 26. Central Arkansas holds Eastern Kentucky to just 9 field goal makes in the first half. Got another thing coming because UCA just won a week ago at Jacksonville State by 10. They were a 17-point underdog. Even the Dancing Bear was impressed by that 10-point win at Jacksonville State a week ago from tonight. Eastern Kentucky basketball to start the second half.
And so was Eastern Kentucky. You know, they mentioned that talking to Coach Hamilton before this game, that was a win that caught everybody's eyes. You don't go into Jacksonville State and beat them by 10 in their building.
Moreno follows his own miss up and in, and Eastern Kentucky is the first points of the second half. They were in the locker room for a really long time. They didn't even have time to warm up for this second half. They came out with about a minute left on the clock.
Lots to go over, lots to try to correct. Probably not some happy words being shared in that locker room. We'll see if it makes a difference here in the second half if they get a defensive stop there.
They have a score and a stop. After Hunter's miss, Cruikshank swatted away by Cam. Klintman gathering speed, steps through a double. Kyalud with a free ride to the cup. Back to a 14-point lead for UCA.
Quiet first half for Kyalud and a quiet stretch of games. He had only 2 points in that first half, but he can explode in a hurry.
Blanton, the freshman, getting better every game. Moreno, one-on-one against the much smaller Cooper, takes him to the bucket and draws a foul. It's the second time that Michael Moreno's had the point guard on him, and both times he's wisely taken him right downstairs.
6'7", 225-pound sophomore from Georgetown, Kentucky. And you can see the size mismatch. Goes up against Cooper, spins around. Can't get it to go, but he'll get a chance from the line. Moreno, again, had a season-high 24 points, 8 rebounds against North Alabama. Somebody's got to get it going for Eastern Kentucky. Maybe Moreno will be the guy for the second straight game.
He's coming off a season-high 24 points against North Alabama. Also had a career-high 6 offensive rebounds in that game. He's second on the team in threes with 54. He has scored in 88 straight games. That's a pretty impressive streak.
It's hard to do. That off night strikes everyone eventually.
It's a 12-point lead for Central Arkansas. Early minutes of this second half. Keep in mind, Central Arkansas, they led 33-13. Really, since that point, Eastern Kentucky's been the team on the extended run.
And that pressure immediately from the Colonels. No zone this time. Wow, Kaialud bounced it off a defender with his back turned to get the ball inbound.
Just pulled a Scottie Pippen here on Scottie Pippen court. Missed dunk by Chatham. Thought he was fouled. Here comes Crookshank. Scottie Pippen, the first player in the NBA to bounce the ball off the back of an opponent on an inbounds play. It was in the 1993 NBA Finals. Dylan McLemore. Easy basket at the cup for Eastern Kentucky. And it's down to a 10-point lead. Dangerous waters for UCA.
The pressure right on again. Rob so disruptive. Rob and Crookshank really leading the charge and keeping UCA uncomfortable.
Cooper off the dribble, a three, no. Cooper, second try, it won't go. It will stay with UCA on this end. Moreno fumbled it out of bounds.
Very rare to see Colin Cooper take a three off a dribble. He's a set and shoot kind of guy. That's why that second one looked a lot better than the first. Went in and out on him. But a couple of misses for Cooper. He's now 2 of 5 from three-point land in the game. 7 points total.
He's a streaky shooter. Made his first 2, has missed his last 3. 2 on this possession. Cameron Hunter, the inbounder. Eastern Kentucky, they only have 2 steals, but they're making it uncomfortable for UCA on that end of the floor.
I didn't see either coach call a timeout. And looks like we're trying to confirm the shot clock should be. So the game clock and the shot clock on that last inbound, the game clock didn't run, I should say. So we're trying to get the right time on the scoreboard here. We're showing 18:38 to play in the second half, 22nd on the shot clock.
So while we have a pause in the action, 10-point lead for Central Arkansas, let's bring Dorian in here. Dorian, tell us about Michael Moreno and Cooper Robb, a couple of local products for the Colonels.
Well, you already talked about Michael Moreno's contributions to the Colonels offensively, but his biggest contribution might have actually been recruiting Cooper Robb to come back home and play for Eastern Kentucky. The duo started at Scott County High School in Georgetown for the Cardinals. They led the team to a pair of District 11 titles back in 2017 and 2018, and even took the team to the final of the Sweet 16 Kentucky High School State Tournament in 2018 in Rupp Arena. If you go on his bio on the Eastern Kentucky website, Cooper Robb said he wanted to play with his best friend Michael Moreno, and that's one of the reasons why he chose to be a Colonel.
And 2 really good gets for the Colonels. Those guys combined for over 21 points per game. Robb leads the team in threes. Moreno's not far behind him. He's got just 4 fewer than his buddy.
And that's a theme for this Colonel team, and part of it is just the adversity they face. They haven't had the ability to really have a healthy player extend a long streak of big games in a row. It's everyone. You know, the three-point shooting is fairly balanced. Even the steals that they're nationally known for, there's not one player contributing all those steals. It's not like, you know, with Florida Gulf Coast, when we look at Kevin Samuel, who kind of single-handedly has them among leaders in rebounding and block shots. It's not like that for Eastern Kentucky. It is Robb, it's Lewis, it's Moreno. It's everybody contributing to that trap that has been so tough and is getting much tougher on Central Arkansas as this game has gone along.
UCA basketball. Eastern Kentucky has outscored Central Arkansas 6-2 to start this second half. Chatham flashes open, and he's able to finish. Open look for Lewis. Hits the dot on the 3. It's a single-digit deficit for the Colonels. Cooper slams on the brakes. Hits Hunter trailing. He measures for a 3. Halfway down, but it gophers out. Lewis rips it down. Head on a swivel. Lewis all the way. Miss. Blanton the offensive rebound for EKU. He goes back up. Kaialud's there to resist the shot, and it's out of bounds to Central Arkansas.
UCA going with a man-to-man defense the last few possessions, and Jared Chatham has been matched up against Kurt Lewis, and Lewis has turned on the Jets and run right past the senior for the Bears. Got a couple of good looks. We'll see if UCA sticks with that defense or if they shift some things around.
9-point Bear lead. Over the top, Cooper splits the defense. Chatham by himself. Chatham has 22 points, a game high.
With authority, Jared Chatham, as that ball's out of bounds, still to the Colonels. Chatham pulled back for a little something extra there. Take a look at it. The inbound risky as you see the signal from Kyalud go up and over to Cooper. There's Chatham, rear back. Little something extra for you on senior day.
Eddie Kyalud, the flying Frenchman. I know they don't play American football over in France, but he looked like a quarterback. Big three from EKU. That is their third three of the night.
And that's Moreno really finding his groove here in the second half. He's got 11 points, first Colonel in double figures.
Kyalud blocked. Moreno fouls Chatham on the other end. And Chatham will head back to the line to shoot a pair.
Jared Chatham, a perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line in the first half. Kyalud's first look blocked away by Blanton, and then Chatham hacked as he goes for the putback. Jared Chatham's always in the right position to get the rebound.
7 for 7 from the free throw line in this one. Central Arkansas pushes their lead to 9. They're led by 14 at intermission. They had a 20-point lead midway through the first half. Chatham has a new career high, 24 points. Pushes the lead to 10. Hunter nearly picked the pocket of Blanton. Blanton barely gets it across. Lewis. Extra pass. Moreno, top of the key. Money. Michael Moreno, when he gets hot, he turns into a walking fireball. He's tough to stop.
And that's the rhythm three that we've been waiting for out of Eastern Kentucky. The quick extra pass. Moreno knocks it down. That's what Dorian told us earlier. That's what EKU is trying to do in this game. They just haven't had many opportunities.
Cooper with a rainbow pass inside to Kyalud, and he shovels it out on the arc to Hunter, who's out of bounds on the catch. That is the 7th turnover on Central Arkansas.
First time these teams met, UCA got a big road win for their first ASUN win in school history. But EKU, there's a steal.
Klempman, quick hands, 2-on-1. Cooper, offensive foul. Wipe off the basket. Take away the points. Headed the other way. Sends us to our first media timeout. 7-point lead for Central.
Picking up the player control foul on Central Arkansas led to claps and cheers coming off the bench. They have cut this to a 7-point game. Mike Moreno telling his teammates no one other than Chatham can score. Shut him down, make everybody else beat you. Right now, the Colonels feel like they are right back in this game.
In Eastern Kentucky, Dylan trying to find ways to get those extra possessions.
They shot the ball 21 more times than Central Arkansas the first time they met, and still lost that game as Moreno's three is off the mark. Today, UCA has shot 3 more times, now 2 more times than Eastern Kentucky. They've got to turn that around, even as they've been able to draw this game back closer.
A lot of that has been Central Arkansas taking much better care of the basketball. Only 8 miscues in this one. Hunter, one-on-one. This is where they want him. Miss. Rebound, Chatham. Chatham has Moreno on him. Kicks it out. Kyalud lines up a 3. It's there. Kyalud, that's only his 11th of the season, but he has a knack for hitting the big shot. Lewis, his rebuttal. Hunter rebounds the miss.
And Kyalud was right in Cameron Hunter's face with 2 hands out. He wants the ball right back.
Cooper, he'll pull the trigger. Long rebound. Kyalud. Eddie's putting it up and in.
He's got the look. Watch out. The junior from Paris. We saw him score 18 points in under 10 minutes earlier this season. He can explode, and he's showing signs.
You hit the nail on the head. He's got the look. There he is with the rebound after a miss from Lewis. Eyes as big as silver dollars as he brings it across the timeline. Trying to get it inside to Chatham. He had that look in his eye on that play.
You know when and his teammates love him. They're taking him out. Probably to make sure he doesn't jump through the ceiling of the gym. There's the three with all day to shoot it. He had Chatham open if he had saw him a little bit sooner on that last possession.
He was feeling it. Cooper lob to Chatham. Baker throws it away into the hands of Brown. Brown's been quiet. Still looking for his first points. Does not have it. Averaging 19 over his last 7 games coming in. Hunter attacks baseline. Thunders in. Cameron Hunter stretches the lead to 14. Moreno leans in over 2 defenders. Tough shot, no. Tries to tip it up. I think Chatham tapped that up and in.
Well, count that as 26 points now for Jared Chatham, a couple for the opposition. I think Rob is going to be the one credited with the bucket.
Chatham trying to get points on this end. So silky smooth with that turnaround.
And now he indeed does have 26 points. Chatham also playing more minutes than he's played all season. He's already at his average for an entire game, and there's still 13 minutes to play.
It's been stepping up by committee with Darius Hall out. We saw Eddie Kyalud have the stretch of 20 and 30-point games, and now it's Jared Chatham in the last 4. It's out of bounds. That's a turnover on Eastern Kentucky. That is their 10th as Rob couldn't catch up to the wild pass.
So Chatham and Hunter head to the bench for UCA. It means Jackson Baker checks in, along with Masai Olowokere.
eBay Klintman, what a luxury to have a 6'8" player be able to weave his way through traffic and bring the ball up against pressure. Olowokere, an air ball on a 3. Johnny on the spot is who else? Jared Chatham.
As everybody else rotates in and out, is still Chatham playing that post. He's really the only, with Darius Hall out, he's the only player that has both the size and the hops to get up there and get those rebounds. Coach Anthony Boone's having to rely on him heavily here, and Chatham has been more than up to the challenge.
Foul was called on Cookshank, only the second foul on Eastern Kentucky in the half. Chatham finds Baker, who slips back door but blows the bunny. Here comes Brown, 1-on-3 to the hoop. Can't cash in, and it's out of bounds off of Eastern Kentucky. Central Arkansas basketball. I mentioned this earlier. Do you like the direction college basketball is going? Calling less fouls. There's only been 4 fouls called in the second half. This season, on average, Division I games, 16.7 fouls are being called per game. That is the lowest all time in the shot clock era.
I'm not sure if you're going to find the fan that says, no, I'd actually prefer more fouls.
Right.
I'm certainly not going to be the one to say it.
Cooper misses a 3. Baker over the back. That's an easy call. And there's the 3rd foul on Central Arkansas and the 3rd on Baker.
That's going to be number 4 on Jackson Baker. He picked up 3 in 7 minutes in the first half. And now he's got a 4th, and a lot of them have been unnecessary ones like that, going over the back on what was already a pretty well-established rebound. So Baker now has to come out, and Eddie Kyalud back in a little sooner than he thought. We'll see if the eyes are still lit up and if he's still got a little more offense in him. But no, I think the fouls, I mean, a more open, free-flowing game is better for fans. It's better for players. We're seeing some great college basketball after a few years where it could just be brutal.
Games are more high scoring. Brown leans in, wipe it off, offensive foul. It has not been Jamaru Brown's night. The junior from Raleigh, North Carolina, still without any points. EKU's leading scorer.
Just the last time the Bears were hosting ball games here at the Ferris Center, he's averaging his highest point total since 2 years ago, 2019-2020, when he averaged 12.5 per game. But over this latest stretch, he's well over that total.
He's just a great kid, the ultimate teammate. He loves UCA, truly cares about others. A walk in the open floor. Eddie Kylud had a post-game radio interview with the local radio station that essentially went viral for his comments about Women in Sports Day. And there's just, he's an incredible young man that you want to play with.
He's one of the most popular people on the Central Arkansas campus, without a doubt, coming all the way to us from Paris, France.
Hunter defending in the post against Blanton. Blanton trying to give him a dose of his own medicine. That's where Hunter likes to play. The shot doesn't fall, and Chatham has rebound number 13.
Eastern Kentucky still has just 3 steals in this ball game as they try to trap Cooper. And the whistle is an offensive foul against Cooper, who started swinging the elbows to try to protect the basketball. And that won't go down as a steal, but the result is the same. Cooper gets trapped. And yeah, there's the elbow that hits Minter. And that's the foul called against Cooper. And that is Cooper's 4th personal foul.
Coach Boone trying to, you see him on the sideline, that motion that he's making is freedom of movement. A rule introduced in 2015 in college basketball that defenders have to give you essentially a halo. Missed 3 from Lewis off the heel. It's been one and done. Eastern Kentucky just 6 offensive rebounds tonight. Hunter, wild dribble, sloppy in the open floor, and a foul called. It's on Eastern Kentucky. It is their 4th team foul and the 2nd foul issued to Kurt Lewis.
There's Klintman squaring up, but the foul occurs before that, away from the ball. 15 total fouls on Central Arkansas, 4 on both Cooper and Baker. 12 total fouls for Eastern Kentucky. Brown is the only one with 3 or more.
Under 11 to play. Kylud pulls the trigger. He got fouled. Lewis got him on the hand. This will put Kylud at the line where he's a 77% foul shooter.
Here's a look at it. Kylud up for the jumper, and Lewis was just out of position. That's a shot you've just got to let Kylud take and get ready for the rebound. He reaches in, can't get near enough height. You're never going to touch the ball there. You're only going to get arm.
Kylud with the free throws in double figures with 10. Coach Anthony Boone for Central Arkansas in his 2nd season. UCA is 18-12 at home under Coach Boone. They only have 3 home losses here at the Scottie Pippen court. UCA got a new court prior to this season, making a statement with that gray tint in college basketball. Nothing but love nationwide from basketball fans all over the world. Underneath, Blanton fouled. Got undercut. This will put him at the line for what should be 2. Team foul number 5 on Central Arkansas.
And there's at least the potential that a lot more people are going to be seeing Scottie Pippen court after the events earlier tonight at the Ferris Center. If you watch the women's game here on ESPN+, we were interrupted at halftime by a bat that was flying around the floor, delayed the game by about 10 minutes as we had to try to catch the bat. People running around with garbage cans. It was a wild scene, and I feel like some more people are going to see the striking colors. Oh, there's the replay. The bat was ready, almost took out UCA's point guard, Randrea Wright, warming up. James, have you ever seen anything like this?
I think Randrea Wright was the only person to actually make contact with the bat. She put forth a tremendous effort and did her part.
So it's why we're a little late here at the 10-minute mark in the 2nd half, and we're already at almost 9 o'clock Central Time.
14-point lead for Central Arkansas. They've led by as many as 20. There's only been 1 lead change. We've had 3 ties, all of them in the first quarter, or in the first part of the first half, I should say. Baker can run the baseline. Klintman gets rid of it quickly, and Anthony Boone talked to us this week about the number 1 biggest key for UCA was to advance the ball quickly. They only have 11 turnovers. They have 18 assists. And a big reason why is the fact that they've gotten the ball up the floor in a hurry. All called on Eastern Kentucky.
Klintman trapped himself that time. I think that's just going to be a ball bounced out of bounds. He wisely threw it off a maroon jersey to maintain possession. Only 15 on the shot clock now for UCA.
Down to 10. Klintman's looking for Chatham between the arcs. He throws it over to Oloa-Carey, who's been off tonight. Loves that mid-range game. That one off the back rim too strong. But quick hands making up for it on the defensive end with the deflection out of bounds right in front of Eastern Kentucky coach A.W. Hamilton.
It's been fascinating to watch how Central Arkansas has basically played Eastern Kentucky's game against them, and it's been successful. The Colonels have not been comfortable on offense. UCA has continued to poke the ball away. They've forced 8 steals, while the Colonels, second in the nation, they have only 3 tonight, including none by Jamaru Brown, who came in coming off a career-high 6 in his last contest.
Down to 10 to shoot. Brown, this would be his first points of the night. Barely scrapes the front lip of the rim. Finds his own rebound. Coasts in. Blocking foul. And one. Jamaru Brown is finally in the books. His first points of the night.
We've made him sound like a defensive specialist so far. It's just because we haven't had an opportunity to talk about his offense. He finally drives the lane there. He averages 12 points per contest and is coming off 22 points against North Alabama last time out. Preseason All-A-Sun.
He's only a junior. He's 14th on the all-time Eastern Kentucky scoring list, and he was on the preseason Lou Henson Award watch list, which goes to the nation's top mid-major players. Some high praise for Brown. Jump ball. Hunter played some football in high school. Looked like a receiver trying to bring it down. It's booted around. And after the scramble, we have a foul.
We got multiple players down. Cameron Hunter hit the floor hard after leaping for that high inbound pass. Meanwhile, for Eastern Kentucky, Moreno went down really hard. And he's shaken off. Looks like something may have happened toward his leg. He's favoring his ankle.
We'll see at the end of this replay, the foul's on Jared Chatham coming in late for Central Arkansas.
The Hunter goes down right on his back, and then Chatham trips Moreno from behind. And yeah, Moreno's favoring that ankle that Chatham rolled into.
Moreno would be at the line, shooting the free throws. Moreno has 16 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals. He's been the go-to guy for EKU tonight. Eastern Kentucky, they've been battered by injuries and COVID-19. 8 players have been affected this season, including 4 starters. They're down 2 starters tonight, including Braxton Beverly, who's a transfer from NC State. Came back home to play his COVID year for EKU. He was one of the top shooters in the ACC a season ago.
I'd say fans of the ACC would certainly be familiar with Beverly. Preseason all-conference, despite never playing a game in the A-Sun. His ACC reputation precedes him. He averaged 10 points a contest before he went down, tore his meniscus. And that's a huge loss, one of many for the Colonels, who recognize they're trying to finish out this season on one leg right now.
Jamaru Brown picked up that foul. That is his 4th. He's going to stay out there with 9:20 to go. Klintman, Baker, Chatham, yes. That was fantastic ball movement against that 2-3 zone.
Dorian reported earlier for us that EKU's defensive philosophy became just stop Jared Chatham, and yet he's still finding a way to get buckets.
Brown, corner 3, bang. That's his first 3 of the night. Brown trying to get going, trims it to a 10-point deficit.
There's the kick.
Physical after his brother-in-law had a stroke. It was his first physical since 2004-2005 when he was a senior playing at Marshall. He had a mole behind his right ear. They did a biopsy and found that it was stage 2 melanoma. He had surgery, removed the tumor, removed his lymph nodes, which his doctor said revealed no traces of cancer cells. Coach Hamilton has said he is very thankful his brother-in-law having a stroke may have saved his own life, and now he always takes the opportunity to tell his story so that he may save someone else's.
And the guy can flat out coach as well. Eastern Kentucky's broken 18 school records during his 3 seasons at the helm. Strong drive by Hunter, and Hunter is fouled at the rim.
Yeah, James, just last season, to tell you, I mean, again, the injuries, the COVID, we've mentioned all the things that have affected the Colonels this year. Just a season ago, they were 22-7, 15-5 in the Ohio Valley Conference. This is a talented team, and they will be again once they're back at full strength.
Hunter's free throw sneaks in. Central Arkansas leads by 11. 2 up-and-coming coaches in the ASUN. On both benches between Coach Hamilton and Coach Boone over at UCA. Just 1 senior being recognized here on senior night for Central Arkansas. Cameron Hunter up to 12 points after hitting both. 12-point lead for Central Arkansas. Brown flies by everybody, knifing through the defense. Trims it to 10, and Brown is up to 8 points, closing in on his average of around 12 a night.
There's the ball come in just the past handful of minutes for Brown. He had been quiet all night, but heating up at just the right time. The Colonels have it back to 10 points again.
Baker flicks the wrist. Chatham, rebound. Who else? Jared Chatham, 30 points. He's been sensational.
We're well past the career high. Now the first 30 spot of Chatham's career as Crookshank answers back with a lay-in.
Right down Broadway. Back and forth we go, trading baskets. 10-point lead for UCA. Olowokere tries to get in on the fun. Left it short. Tapped around Blanton. Head on a swivel. Pocket pass backdoor. Oh, what a sweet find. Blanton lays it in. Cooper Robb with a highlight reel pass to the cutter.
This is the time of game that Coach A.W. Hamilton wants Blanton to start stepping it up.
Baker's not shy. Another miss. Here comes Brown. Eastern Kentucky. These guys are fast. Brown blocked by Baker. Swipes it away. His second block.
11th of the season for Jackson Baker. The big play guy strikes again, the sophomore from Phoenix.
Look at the freshman. So smart. Milking the clock down to 10. One-on-one against Lewis. Hunter trying to back him down. Uses the broad shoulders. Bangs it through. He's unguardable at times one-on-one.
And Kurt Lewis is one of the best defenders in the conference. There's many of them on this EKU team. And Lewis just had no answer. The ball work that time by Hunter, unparalleled.
Lewis is big too, 6'5", 220. Near steal. Brown to the rim. Floater. Fouled by Olowokere. Brown going to the line to shoot 2. Sends us to another media timeout with 6:10 to go.
There's a look.
He's been over here doing stability drills, going side to side, forward and backward, making sure that his ankle is able to hold up. He just came back to Hamilton, said, I'm good, has checked back into the game. Don't know quite yet how much mobility he has with that ankle now.
You can see the bulge in that right sock, the tape on that ankle. Moreno, 16 points and also 7 rebounds in this one. Still trying to keep up with Chatham.
Has to be the low top shoes, right, Dylan? That's the trend. Timeout Central Arkansas. They had trouble getting the ball inbounded with 6:10 to go. This is certainly not insurmountable for Eastern Kentucky. They'll need stops down the stretch. Jared Chatham, if you're just joining us, has a game-high 30 points. Another double-double, his third in the last 4 games, but Central Arkansas, they're not exactly shooting the cover off the ball. 3 of 17 from 3, 42% overall. Eastern Kentucky, they've hit 5 threes. They've attempted 16, which is well below their season average. They've shot the most threes in the nation.
Just 36% shooters so far tonight.
It's not Michigan, it's not Gonzaga, it's Eastern Kentucky that leads the country. Chatham, oh! Cleared for takeoff, look out!
Extra energy. The home crowd, the family in attendance. Chatham, with strength and authority, throws it down.
Klentman steps in front of a passing lane for an easy steal. Central Arkansas up by 10. A basket here, they would feel much better about things. Hunter gets it to Baker. Tries to shovel it to Chatham. And there finally is a steal by Eastern Kentucky. You could sense it was coming with all the deflections. And Brown goes end to end. Can't stick the teardrop.
Brown's first steal, the team leader on the team that steals more than anyone else in the A-Sun. But he cannot convert on the other end. And so it remains where we seem to have been stuck all along in the second half at a 10-point Central Arkansas advantage.
Rob near steal. Chatham headed back to the rim. 34 points. He has blown the doors off his previous career high. Corner three, Brown, quick release, buckets.
There's just nobody that can match up against Chatham on the inside for the Colonels. Jansen Williams appeared briefly in this game. He would have been the one who would have been able to do it. Coach Hamilton said he wasn't 100%, and it's very unfortunate for them. He hasn't been able to go. Chatham's been having a field day against these smaller forwards.
Central Arkansas
to evaluate where his team stood. He said they needed to be within 3 possessions. That could be 3 possessions up, 3 possessions down. If they didn't have the ball, they needed a stop with the next possession to get a score. They felt if they could be within 3 either way in the final 4 minutes, they still had a chance to win the game.
Baker's three is on target. That's a good start for Central Arkansas at the under 4.
And the 3-possession game Coach Hamilton wanted just became 4.
Crookshank a miss. Offensive rebound. Another bite at the apple for EKU. Lewis got it. Tough three. Off the bounce, the freshman. He plays with no fear.
With a hand in his face. Boy, nothing you could do about that one. Lewis, just a great shot.
Baker. Hunter lines it up. Around and out. Oluwakari fouled on the way up. Masai Oluwakari with a crucial offensive rebound for Central Arkansas. It's not really his strong suit. That's a major bonus for UCA.
Anytime you can get rebounding while Darius Hall is out is a huge advantage for Central Arkansas. We haven't seen Hall at all tonight, but Oluwakari at 6'5", able to get the grab. That's also the 4th personal foul against Lewis. He and Brown both playing with 4 for the Colonels.
Oluwakari, that's his first points of the night. Eastern Kentucky wins the battle for the board. Here comes Crookshank. He hit a 3 on Eastern Kentucky's second possession. He's been cold since. 1 for 3 tonight from downtown. Trying to take Chatham off the dribble. Chatham rakes it away out of bounds. And it's off of Eastern Kentucky. Crookshank in disbelief that there was no foul called.
The official changed the call. There's Chatham with the strip, and it is off of Crookshank's body. Initially, they signaled it would still be EKU basketball, but yeah, if there's no foul, that's the right call.
Crookshank for a 3 after the steal. Rob runs it down. Long save. Chatham soars in for the steal. Hunter steps through. Oluwakari, no call. Chatham doesn't get the bounce. Out of bounds, off of Central Arkansas.
And so Jared Chatham is now up to 32 minutes played in this one. Haven't looked it up. I'm assuming that's a season high for him. He averages right around 20. 32 tonight. You see Oluwakari getting the rebounds. UCA has a +10 rebounding advantage, and that's without Darius Hall, the second leading rebounder in the conference. This is a real step forward for this team heading toward the conference tournament.
Crookshank has missed his last 5 threes. Moreno framing the basketball with Chatham on him. On the switch, he's got Oluwakari. Dips, miss, rebound, putback is good from Blanton. 2:14 left. Timeout Eastern Kentucky. 8-point lead for Central Arkansas. They've had trouble against this pressure from time to time.
So what's the response going to be? This is where Eastern Kentucky has pushed Central Arkansas to this point over and over and over. What are they going to do to push it even further and get this game down to a two-possession ball game?
They have Baker. He can run the baseline.
Hunter, Olowokere, Cooper, and Chatham, the other four.
Looking for the home run ball. It's not there. Olowokere has Cruikshank on him. Hunter's trapped in the hot corner. Offensive foul. Swinging the elbow on the step through. Eastern Kentucky's basketball. A basket here, and it will be a two-possession game with just over 2 to play.
Second time this has been called against the Bears. Hunter, you can't raise, when you raise that elbow up as you turn around, you're just asking for the official to call it. Hunter and Cooper have now both done that for UCA.
Backdoor, Lewis throws it down. It's a 6-point lead for Central Arkansas. Hunter on the other end trying to answer quickly, and he does.
Had Rob on his heels the entire time, and Hunter puts in another basket. He's got 17.
Central Arkansas has been able to counter against Eastern Kentucky in this second half. They've led by as many as 20, but when Eastern Kentucky's got a little bit of juice going, UCA's been able to get a big basket on the other end.
You know, a lot of times the response to an up-tempo team like the Colonels trying to force you into mistakes is to slow it down. And they're probably used to seeing that. Teams getting into set offenses, running the shot clock, trying to steal momentum back. Central Arkansas's approach has just been, all right, we'll run faster and try to answer back in that way. And they have outrun the Colonels down the floor and gotten a lot of easy buckets in transition. They're now up to 25 fast break points in this game.
Blanton left alone, flashing open. That's an easy one at the rim. 90 seconds left. Central Arkansas is a good free throw shooting team, but they have turned it over a lot this season. Underneath, Chatham lost it out of bounds. That's number 16. UCA did an excellent job of valuing the ball in the first half, but they've gotten sloppy with it here in the final half.
Just the freshman Ebe Klintman there. Non-committal. Was he going to go for the pass or the shot? Chatham had to decide. Thought Klintman was going up to lay it in. Way too late on the pass that time, and they turn it over.
Moreno, big shot. It's in! It's a 3-point lead for Central Arkansas with 65 seconds to go. Michael Moreno.
Getting the ball down court in the late moments has been a struggle for Central Arkansas throughout the season. But they've got the right personnel in. Baker has been the inbounder in these clutch moments all season long.
Let's send it over to Dorian for more.
Guys, Anthony Boone just told his team, be aware of the corners, watch for the trap. He said, do not settle for a three. He wants to see that ball go inside. To your point, get it into Chatham's hands, make him foul you or get a bucket.
Chatham's mid-slot against Moreno. Here's Baker with the ball at the top. Shot clock at 10. Backdoor. Hunter with the cut, and he's rewarded with a foul. Going to the line to shoot two. That was a tight window. Jackson Baker with the near assist.
Beautiful feed. Hunter the drive. He's a step in front, and Moreno has to foul. That's just his first personal. There are 4 players, now 5 players on the floor with 4 fouls. Lewis and Brown for Eastern Kentucky. Cooper, Hunter, and Baker for Central Arkansas.
Hunter 80% for the year from the line. He is 4 of 6 tonight after that make. 18 points. Hits them both. 42 seconds to go, Eastern Kentucky. Here's Blanton. Coach Hamilton told us in a tight game they want the ball in his hands. He's a facilitator. Moreno, tough three, blocked by Chatham. Take it away. Moreno at the top. Lewis, short. Rebound. Down to 25 seconds. Off the glass, won't go for Lewis. And Moreno has to foul Cooper. 18 seconds left. They could smell it here in Conway.
So many opportunities for Eastern Kentucky on that last possession. They finally got the rebounds they've been looking for all night. Got some good shots off. Just couldn't get any of them to go. Moreno challenged by Chatham. He blocks the initial one, but then Klintman has it pickpocketed. Moreno gives it up. That was the best look right there. Lewis at the top. Couldn't get it to go. The ball on the floor again. A third chance. And they can't get it to go as Lewis misses for a second time on that possession. And now Cooper on the other end has knocked down the free throw.
Cooper 72% for the season, 3 for 3 tonight, to make it a 3-possession lead. And he does. Central Arkansas. This will give them a 3-game lead on Eastern Kentucky to host an ASUN tournament game. If they can hang on. Quick burst from Cruikshank. 10 seconds to go. Eastern Kentucky not yet fouling. Baker ahead to Klintman. 5 seconds. eBay with 4. Look out! Chatham with the exclamation point. Central Arkansas with a 7-point win.
Boy, not a better way for that game to end for Central Arkansas than for Jared Chatham to dunk it.